evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Across the Cavs post-game. Wow, man. Watching that fourth quarter, a whole lot of emotions, a whole lot of thoughts. All right, great run. All right, they're behind. All right, they're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. Dre, let's go. Tie game. Hits the three. Oh, boy, the Sixers up 7. Timeout comes after the loose ball, and all of a sudden the Cavs just put it together. What a victory for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they needed one like this so badly. And they won Wednesday in a game in which they lost Sam Merrill and Darius Garland along the way. They were down Wade. They were down the jersey behind Max Strus, Garland, and Merrill, and it did not make a difference because at the end of the day, when push came to shove, the Cavs, who were trailing for the majority of this ball game, were able to dig it out and win on a night when Donovan Mitchell only had 13 points. He had 9 rebounds and 12 assists. Craig Porter tied a career high with 11 assists. Evan Mobley, again, wasn't great. Hit one of his 2 free throws late. Gets the game-winning dunk. He blocked 4 shots. His defense was massive in this ball game. How about DeAndre Hunter off the bench? 31 minutes, 16 points, getting to the basket in the last couple minutes. For all the negative talk on Hunter and the fake trade rumors, shout out to Hardwood Paroxysm HP for putting those fake rumors out into the world because that clearly inspired DeAndre Hunter this week. He came through in a major, major way for this ball club. And honestly, they don't win this game without Dre. There's no way. How about Tyrese Proctor? Only ended up getting 11 minutes, but he had 13 points and 2 steals. He put the ball in the basket when things seemed to start getting out of hand. You know, he would show up and come through and just make the right read. He would hit his shot. He would just do whatever was needed. You know, and honestly, was calling for Jaylon Tyson on that last possession. He didn't take the shot that won the game, but he certainly had the game-winning assist. Jaylon Tyson, 39 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. 13 of 17 from the field, including 7 of 9 from 3. I mean, what can you say about Jaylon Tyson? He's been a vocal leader for this team the whole season. When things have needed to happen for the Cavs, Jaylon Tyson has made things happen for the Cavs. He's been out of the starting lineup for some time. He re-enters the starting lineup and drops 39. I mean, the game of his career. And it had to happen, but appreciate that Kenny Atkinson gave him real extended run. You know, he's not pulling him as he's done in games past, like on Christmas with 7 minutes left. I mean, there was no better option on that bench, especially with all the wings that are out. But 39 points? Jaylon Tyson was that guy in this game. I mean, when was the last time a Cavs role player, this part of his career, this age, was able to put in a game like this? You know, we're seeing all year players across the league having these breakout games. A couple nights ago, Bryce Sensabaugh scored 43. You know, we had Anthony Simons score 39 last night. Jaylon Tyson said, "Oh, cool, Anthony. Well, I can do that too. And I'm a lot younger than you are." Actually, that really has nothing to do with it. But Jaylon Tyson, I mean, what a legendary performance. Honestly, like, what can we say about Jaylon Tyson? I'm sure the discourse is going to be all positive. And I've still got plenty to say when this episode is over, when I sign off this live. And this goes up everywhere, and you're listening maybe tomorrow, next day, I'll be listening to Jaylon Tyson. Couple of great things about this Cavs win tonight. So they're going to be off the next 2 days, and then they play the Thunder on Monday for MLK Day. Entering a long weekend with back-to-back wins is fantastic. The other good news, that game is going to be at home. You get 2 full days of rest before an afternoon showdown with the best team in the league. And if we're looking at the OKC schedule, actually they're going to be off for only 1 day. They play tomorrow against the Heat, and then they come to Cleveland. So that afternoon matinee certainly should be fun. Last January, the Cavs met the Thunder on Jan 8 and Jan 16. The game on January 8th was a Cleveland win. The game on January 16th was, of course, the Cleveland loss. But this is going to be a heck of a battle. They're riding momentum. as we go in to this one. And, DeAndre Hunter, I got to come back to this. You can't not be high on what DeAndre did tonight. 7 of 13 total. Wasn't settling for jumpers late in the game. Seeing him attack the basket and be aggressive. Huge. Had the big dunk with a few minutes left. Down by 1 with a minute. They get a huge stop on the defensive end. And he comes in and hits a very tough shot in the lane. Massive. You needed someone else. Of course, Craig Porter was passing it very well, but he could not score tonight. There was never a chance. They wanted the Allen size on Embiid. Credit to the Cavs switching defense late. Do look at Philly. And Embiid, 33 points on the day in 33 minutes. He got his. They held Maxey, 9 of 23. VJ Edgecombe, only 5 shots. Nothing on Paul George, was hitting some big shots in the fourth quarter, but he couldn't buy one late. Oubre missed an open look late. And the Sixers didn't get buckets from their role players late in this game. I'm very surprised to see VJ Edgecombe end up with only 5 shots. Normally, he takes a lot more than that. Maybe that's just the balance with George back, but I'm going to his stat. He averages 14 shots a game, so holding him to 5. PG obviously not as impactful this season in Philly, coming off all these injuries as he's been in years past, but holding him to 14. Look, Embiid did his thing, a lot of it at the line. There wasn't rhythm, and when the game was on the line, the Cavs were able to deliver and get the win. And a game like this is just such a big deal because you had Jaylon Tyson coming in, as mentioned. He dropped his 39. DeAndre Hunter came alive. And with Darius Garland out, Donovan Mitchell dropping 12 assists, knowing it wasn't his day to score and just going into facilitation mode when the game was on the line. And on the final offensive possession, for Jaylon Tyson, who's got 39 points, to be the one to get the inbound, take it right to the basket. He drew Embiid. Mobley was wide open. Such a high IQ play for a second-year guy with the game on the line, on the road. He's been the vocal leader throughout. And now he's got the game-winning play right to him. It's hard to not just keep harping on it in a positive way. Jaylon Tyson really came through for Cleveland. It's been a really tough year for the Cavs. With this win, by the way, for what it's worth, we still have 39 games. The Cavs moved into the top 6 in the East and passed the Sixers. Also, for what it's worth, it hasn't been an amazing year. They're still only 2.5 games out of a hold of second place in the conference. It's been very even. The Cavs have, and just so for what it's worth, actually, because a lot of these teams, some discussed, some not, win totals for 2 through 5 in the East, 25, 25, 25, 23. The Cavs at 24. Obviously, the West is way better because the Cavs at 24-19 would be number 8 in the West. They are 6 in the East. Of course, the West is going to be bunched up again this year. Thunder have a clear lead on first, then Spurs, Nuggets, Wolves, and the Lakers, which have been so up and down, the Rockets. But getting a win like this, man, the Cavs have a long season ahead of them. They could have a lot of winning basketball. They're in control of their own destiny. They get to decide, how this one might go down. So enjoy this victory, Cavs fans, because this is a big deal. Winning a game like this is a big deal because they have lost so many of them. Or something happens, it doesn't go right. All the clutch plays we have from the Cavs last season this year pales in comparison just a little bit. So Mitchell couldn't get open. They brought Lonzo Ball into inbound. We give him some credit for that. He had another day to forget. 3 boards, 3 assists. He had a steal. Missed all of his shots. None of them looked like they were going in. But they bring him in for clutch inbounding. Was a little worried that the ball may swing back and if he had to take the shot, given his percentages and struggles. But he does a nice job as an inbounder, so give him some credit at least for that. And Jaylon Tyson finds Mobley. Cleveland Cavaliers victory. Enjoy this one because they earned it. 24-19. Back-to-back wins. They've avenged the struggles against Utah. This also counting the Wolves game. What is this? 3 wins in 4 games. A nice little mini stretch for the land. And we will see you again real soon. Likely going live after Cavs versus Thunder on Monday, MLK afternoon. Hope everybody has a great weekend. The Cavs had a perfect Friday through Sunday. And now we will see you Monday. Cleveland Cavaliers get the win, 117-115. Shout out Mobley, Tyson, Mitchell, Porter, Hunter. Victory. Let's go.